Yep. Okay. So
I'm just looking at the thing over here, spanning the globe chat.
Oh, okay. Let me look.
Guys, I'm on my first 3-day weekend in a long time. I was so looking forward to this.
Yep. What are those logos there? Huh. Okay. Pull up my phone so I can see better.
Big
Kevin, I have
brothers are watching.
Don't
Yeah,
forget,
Kevin,
Mark,
huh?
don't forget to log out. You got to go to the top right-hand corner.
Okay. Yeah. Stop the chat. Stop the chat. Stop the show.
Thank you, Kev. Hope you're feeling better.
Kevin, I haven't seen that either. I don't know what that is. Interesting. Must be something new YouTube's doing.
I can't help it, man. I had to bust the door down to come out. I was born lesbian. I'm sorry.
We're not even in hour number 2 yet. Huh. I don't know what that is. That's pretty weird. Okay. Hear that yapping dog.
Oh, yeah. Sounds like you got a basketball game going on.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Lucky me, I get stuck dog sitting while I'm here by myself doing the show. I couldn't put her out in the garage. Too hot out there. So she's in a very dark bedroom. Hopefully she'll settle down quick.
Oh, okay. It's ranking the live top competitors on live.
Oh, okay.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Interesting.
That is pretty cool.
It is. It is. But we'll talk about in the second hour about the show that we talked about before the show started.
Mhm.
So hopefully we get that worked out. That'd be great. Yeah, it does sound like a basketball game going on, doesn't it?
I think what it is she needs to see you. That's what it is. That's why she's
Well,
doing it.
Yeah, but she won't sit still. I can't watch her behind the couch, or she's messing with the other dog that snaps at her. If it continues, I'll bring her in here. But
All the dogs are like that, though. They do
well,
that.
this one usually they yap. This one's kind of got a high pitched squeal to her.
I can walk out my front door to throw the trash out, and Draco's already barking. And he's 65 pounds. You think he was like a puppy. Too small, a really small puppy.
Yeah. This may be our last show as an affiliate with the other guys.
Can I say it one more time?
What's that?
This may be our last show affiliated with the Brothers of Kayfabe podcast.
Yeah. We'll talk more in detail about that after the show, or after in second hour. We have a guest tonight, so we're gonna spotlight our guest and talk about some really cool stuff. It's gonna be fun.
Everybody ready for the long 4th of July weekend?
I am
ready.
sleeping in tomorrow.
What are you guys doing tomorrow? You grilling anything good? I know Ben is.
I haven't decided yet.
Yeah, neither have I.
No, I'm probably just gonna grill. I have cheddar. Those cheddar brats.
Oh, you got the cheddar worts? The brat?
Yeah, the double
I
cheddar
love them.
ones.
Yeah, I love
Those.
those.
Are good. Those
Yeah, I'm probably gonna do those. Maybe I'll throw some chicken breasts,
Man.
some chicken boobies.
Yeah, I love those
on the
brats
grill.
with some sauerkraut on it. Oh man, that is good.
I usually eat them with and I'll spread potato salad on top.
Man.
I was gonna tell you guys real quick before we start the show. This stuff here is nasty. My wife bought it for my son. My wife bought it for my son. He didn't want it, so he gave it to me. It tastes like Malox.
This show
But it's cherry lime body armor zero sugar super drink.
Is not sponsored by Prime.
Yeah,
Mark's gonna be sipping on that all night.
Yeah. Baby sips. Baby sips.
Between spits, right?
Close the door.
All right. So you gonna. Oops. Oh, you guys ready to start the show?
Hit the X.
Let's go for it.
At least we're live where we're supposed to be.
Hello, I'm the Barbarian, and I'm watching the Spanning the Globe. Good evening, everybody. It is Thursday. I almost said Saturday night. It's Thursday night. I got DDK on the mind.
That's Kevin's show.
It's Kevin's show. I got DDK on the mind.
Run podcast.
It's Thursday night. It's time to go spanning the globe. It's been a week, guys. Well, thank you for joining us tonight. Joining me tonight is Mr. Richard Ward, aka the Warden.
What's going on, everybody?
Mr. Andy B from Love Those Wrestling Belts.
Everybody.
And below me there is Mr. Ben Walker from Championship Belt Brothers.
What's happening?
And it's time to introduce our sponsors for the night. They are Mark Leather Championship Belt Leathering, Ashley Southern Designs, and Unique Championship Belts. Speaking of DDK, they weren't able to have a show this last week, but they have rescheduled for this Saturday night, and you want to be sure you check that out. Saturday night, they'll be interviewing the inventor of Retromania. That should be a good show, so don't miss that show. And if you're watching us on YouTube, as of tonight, that part of the show is made possible by the Brothers Kayfabe podcast, and our partnership with them is getting ready to end, and it's not for bad reasons. Those two guys are pursuing different paths. As a matter of fact, one of them is moving out of state, moving to Utah. I felt led to do that. So we wish them the best in their future endeavors, and they're welcome here anytime. And they'll always be brothers to us. So we appreciate that very, very much. Now, speaking of that, there will be an announcement on the show. We're kind of not sure where we're going with this because the StreamYard subscription was split up among the four of us and the two of them. And so we're going to have to figure out what we're going to do about that. So we'll talk about that in the second hour. But first of all, we do have a guest tonight. I want to bring him on. Mr. Joey. Good evening,
What's up,
sir.
Joe?
What's happening?
Good evening, guys. How are you?
Good.
Appreciate y'all having me on.
I reached out to Joey the other day because I ran across a post where he had done some leather work on a belt. And what makes that interesting is that he's not a leather guy. So I want to bring him on to talk about this. There's a special story behind this belt. So let me, without further ado, let me bring this picture up here. As I find my thing here. Share screen. Window. There it is. Okay. All right. You guys see it? Is it up there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So this is what I saw. I'll read it. It says, not very rare, but I searched a while for one that needed a strap, which is the ECW, the Big Silver. I blindly got into making straps, and this is how it turned out. One and done, and now I'm retired. Sure you are. Went to an old man at a shoe store or cobbler to sew the strap. He warned me his hands were shaky, it wouldn't be straight, but I saw the OG title in pics and assured him it would be more accurate or make it more accurate, so don't try to perfect it. The WWECW was my guilty pleasure at 12 years old, and Tommy Dreamer finally winning the big one made this big ugly belt very special to me. So based on that, I reached out to Joey, said, hey, would you mind coming on the show and telling the story? I'd like to hear the story. He said, sure. So why don't you go ahead and start from the beginning, from your childhood?
Definitely. So I'll go a little bit further back before to kind of connect the dots and make it a little bit funnier. So I try to make everything funny best I can. So as a kid, I grew up watching wrestling. Realized that Kane and Diamond Dallas Page were my big guys at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And so we never missed wrestling. Always watch it with my dad and stuff. Well, of course, when you're a kid, you absorb all this information and give it to everybody, whether they ask for it or not. And made some rock quotes to my preacher about shoving a milk carton somewhere, and gotten some trouble over that. So wrestling was gone for a couple of years, and then probably talked my dad, back into watching it. And one day I'm flipping through the channels and I just came across wrestling, and it was ECW. So that was I would catch it every week. I think it was Tuesdays or Wednesdays at the time, and the WWECW that everybody loves dearly. But would watch it. Parents come in, check on me, and I'd hit that previous channel button, on the old PRT, and we'd be back on, some kid show. And as soon as I heard that door shut, we were back on ECW immediately, and followed it the whole time, and just became really special to me. That was my guilty pleasure. And
awesome.
Kind of fast forward to today, I'm just a 28-year-old kid with money now. So scoured eBay for months. For some reason, when I decide I'm going to buy this, they don't exist anymore. Like there's not 40 of them on eBay when I'm looking for them.
Right.
Well, one day I'm sitting in the sauna and this popped up on my phone, and I said, I've got to buy this. So I went ahead and purchased it, got it in the mail, and the strap was just, it was awful. I think in the first picture that I'd sent to you there, really rough. And I decided to take the plates off and wipe the strap down and get this clean.
Before I do that, I'm going to put up the picture of the original belt that gave you the inspiration for it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I might have one or maybe two pictures of it. I thought it was going to break my camera.
Yeah, these aren't in any particular order, but I did put this one at the front.
Okay, yeah, that is the original Big Silver that was on display at one of the WWE Worlds, and that was the inspiration that I drew off of to kind of replicate. So this was after seeing how rough the strap was, I showed it to my wife, and I said it'd be cool if I could make one, and she kind of pushed me and said, you should make one. So I was like, oh, okay, well, challenge accepted. So I went down to my local Tandy Leather, and
there you go.
I looked just like the biggest mark ever. Like, you better believe I carried this belt into a Tandy Leather on my shoulder.
You're not the first one.
Yeah, the whole nine.
Guilty.
So I walk in Tandy, and some random redneck dude working there is like, let me get a hold of that monkey, is what he said to me. And he took the belt, prancing around the store with it, showing it off, and kind of we winged it from there, was comparing leather sizes and all that stuff. And what other pictures we got? I'll kind of tell the story.
Okay, that's pretty cool
behind him there.
Yeah.
So this was later on after I had. I think there's a picture of the stitching on there. I'll kind of start there. Yeah, this was
okay. They're not in order. So.
No, it's no big deal. Yeah, this was after I cut it. I eyeballed every one of those holes on that. Like, this was all. I kind of measured. This used a little measuring tape to kind of get an idea of where to start.
Mm-hmm.
I may have actually laid the other belt on top of that strap and put a ton of weight onto it to make an impression where I kind of knew where to punch.
I could give you a tip for that later. It's pretty easy.
You don't have to give it to me. I'm retired, remember?
Oh, sure you are. Sure you are.
This was the strap in my truck. The moment I walked out of the shoe store, I took a picture of it to send it to my wife because I was really excited that I found somebody willing to stitch it. So that was me. I was gawking over that because I felt like I was home free once I figured out how to get the stitching done. So this was the original strap on the original OG, the big silver.
Okay.
So that's what I use as a reference for the stitching. I showed the
Boy,
older
this rough,
gentleman.
isn't it?
Yeah, the cobbler. I showed it to him. I said, "This is how nice it needs to be," and he laughed and said it looked awful. And he
It's
said,
not straight, but
"Yeah,
it's ECW, so that's perfect.
yeah, that's kind of what I thought." And that's the older guy that did it for him. It was a cobbler in West Knoxville, Tennessee. I went in there and explained it to him, and he actually talked about the old school wrestling, old NWA and stuff that he watched when he was younger. So he was happy to take it on. It was, and the guy to the right, you can only see his leg.
Yeah.
But I think he had just recently got into wrestling. He told me that he was starting at the day that the Attitude Era kicked off and was going to work his way up till now and watch absolutely everything.
Oh wow.
So this was the final picture when I finished the backing on it.
That's nice backing.
Mm-hmm. Very nice.
You did a great job. Now you put this over the stitching on the back, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We did the stitching for, I think it was, I measured with a leather pin just to kind of trace the original title
Mhm.
on the strap, cut it out, and then went back. I think I went to Tandy leather probably 9 times just to make sure, I wasn't screwing things up.
Yeah.
I think we started with cutting it out and then punching the holes and then got it stitched. Plates on. That was the day that I put the plates on when it was all coming together. I think that was right before. I think that's backing laying right there. Yeah, so that may have been right when I finished
Okay.
the backing and was letting it dry.
So you got 2x7 snaps, 7 rows of 2 snaps. That's
Yeah, it was
interesting.
exactly replicating the replica that I had. I'm not
Okay.
sure how many the official belt had. I know we got that original picture, maybe to reference. Maybe the replica was different, but
Yeah.
I think that was a test fit for the plates before I started putting the snaps on and stuff.
Okay.
That's when I started showing it off to everybody, acting like I knew what I was doing.
Did you use the original strap to mark where the holes were for the mounting bolts?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that
That's
was
original strap.
Yeah, it was the original strap. It was next to that god awful Brothers of Destruction belt that I got rid of.
Well, that strap is rough. Look at the bottom there. It's
Yeah.
wrinkled up. Yeah.
It was terrible. I could probably rip the photos off of the eBay that I'd sent back to the fellow when I took the plates up. It was really bad. And that was the very final picture of it.
Okay.
That's pretty cool the way you have your belts displayed too.
Yeah. With the poster back behind there, that's Triple H.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah, I need more belts, but also need more walls, I think.
Okay. Oh, there's that shop Ryan you were telling me about.
Yeah.
Very nice. Well, thanks for sharing those pictures with us. That's great.
Yeah.
You are a 911 dispatcher, correct?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Does that make you a first responder?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you know that Tandy Leather offers a first responder discount?
Did not. No.
Yes, they do that.
Yeah, you
so
did.
you might.
Mm.
Pretty cool.
So before you make the final decision to retire from leather work, you might want to take advantage of that.
Okay.
Joey, you got a fan in the chat, Jordan Noah.
Oh, yeah, it's my best friend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I sent him a link to here, and he said he'd hop in with us.
Awesome. Thank you for watching. Appreciate that. Subscribe, please.
Yeah, I think that was a pretty wild experience. I had to buy like all the tools. The what is it? The beveler, like for cutting the corners of the leather. I think is what like a beveling tool. I had to buy one of those.
You can get in over your head with buying tools up front. Trust me.
Yeah, I was looking at the stamps to do, make my own boxes and stuff, like snap boxes and everything. And I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I picked a more simple belt to do, because this one was definitely the most cut and dry I felt I could get to. And luckily it was the one that I wanted.
There's another leather guy right there, Kevin O'Keefe.
For someone that has never done leather before, you did a good job on that.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Like you
you
said,
did.
it's a basic belt.
Yeah.
It was a good belt to start with. but never said you retiring because I told my wife I would only get one more belt, and I got almost a room full.
It's always one more, right?
One more.
We just don't tell them about the one more after that.
Well, you know, when you tell them you keep winning raffles, after a while that gets old.
Yeah, that's true. I've played a couple of those raffles, and I tell people I couldn't hit water if I fell out of a boat. I've probably bought 3 belts through raffles, and they'll have them.
I didn't make this comment. Did I get hacked?
I did.
Oh, okay.
I said they screenshot the one I did. I want them to screenshot the one you did.
Okay, because I didn't do this one either.
I don't know. For some reason, it did it twice. Facebook and then
Okay.
YouTube.
Okay, I was about to say, did I get hacked? How'd you get my leather thing?
I don't know. I just typed it
You were
in the
hacked by
chat
Rick.
at the bottom.
Richard
Okay.
got you.
Oh, okay. I see. Oh, it was in this thing. Okay, in the streamer. Okay,
Yeah.
I got you. All right. Well, Mark, thank you. Happy 4th to you as well. The Duarte.
Duarte, what's going on, man?
What's up, Duarte?
So Joey, let me tell you how I got into leather work. It
Yeah.
was quite by accident. I had bought the Figs Don't Globe from John Barbarossa at A&J's Belts. I'm not sure if you're familiar with him.
I've heard of it too.
I got it probably the last year they sold those, or he happened to have one. I got it brand new. Ryan Stokes relived that for me. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. Well, my son is into wrestling. I showed him the belt. He liked it. I said, would you like to have one? He said, well, I don't want one like that. I said, which one do you want? He said, I want the one John Cena's got. Or not John Cena, but at the time it was AJ Styles. So I thought, crap, how am I going to explain to my wife I spent $400 on a replica? So I ended up stumbling upon a deal. Amazon and eBay happened to have a pricing glitch on WWE Shop belts. It was a pricing glitch. Everything on the shop through Amazon, eBay was $40 or $45. If it's a $14 cup or $400 belt, it's $40 or $45. So I went to eBay and they all sold out. Went to Amazon, ordered one. And I thought, and I got $45 with those shipping. I thought, you know what? With the money I saved on this, I could probably buy a piece of leather and some basic tools and maybe try my hand at leather work because it didn't look that hard. It's hard it looks, but and so I bought a second one. Well, the eBay orders all got canceled. Well, Amazon delivered. I got those belts within 2 days.
Wow.
So I went to Tandy Leather, bought a piece of leather. I bought a basic tool set, bought the little granite slab, and watched a lot of YouTube videos. I got some help from Ryan Stokes. Re-leathered my network logo belt. And my son liked it. I said, well, you want yours done? He said, yeah. So I did his. Made the mistake of going into a belt group, showing off that belt. Look what I did. Because I was just proud of my work. And I started getting orders. So I was locked in.
That's cool.
Yeah. Nope, nothing wrong with that at all.
He caught the bug.
Yeah. And what have I been doing this about 5-6 years now, guys?
Mhm.
No, it's been longer
Yeah.
than that. 2018.
About- Going
Doesn't
on
it
what?
give me
Wow. Been a while.
And
7
and
years?
all the leather work I did has paid for all this back here. That's how I paid for it.
That's awesome.
So
I would give it another shot if I had a way to stitch it straight.
that's
but-
easy. Get you a pair of calipers.
Just calipers.
Calipers, you mark it like a not quite a quarter of an inch. Was it 3/8? Not 3/8, 3/16 or something like that.
Mhm.
Just under a quarter of an inch. Mark it around there. Make a line. It'll make like an impression around there, and then you take a stitching chisel, and just I can explain it to you later, but you just go
Yeah.
around and do that. So
Just don't use the ink pen.
you can
Okay.
use an ink pen, but
Oh, you can?
if you're painting it black or dyeing it black, you can do that. If you're doing
Oh,
any other
okay.
color, you can't because they'll show
Okay.
through the either the paint or the dye. So
I luckily didn't have to dye this one. I think it
We
was
did.
pre-dyed, and they had some type of discount on it. I think I got it out of a discount bin, if I'm not mistaken. It was
Okay.
some kind of sale they had on it.
And if Tandy didn't offer the first responder discount, I couldn't have done this. So
Yeah.
because it took me 2 years to pay off everything. It really did. So you said you started watching wrestling at 12 years old?
Well, I originally started watching it when I was like about 2 or 3 years old. More so
Okay.
3, I would say. I was more conscious of mind, but didn't get back into it till I was about 10 or 11 because of the whole interaction when I was younger.
Right.
Dad didn't want me say those things to a preacher anymore when I was a kid.
So you grew up
Okay.
watching ECW.
Yeah.
Did you watch WWE and the
Oh, yeah.
NWA?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't really watch a whole lot of NWA, but I watched all the WWE programs and
Okay.
WWE, ECW, and TNA as well was my thing.
Okay.
So you were more of an ECW Attitude Era.
Yeah, definitely.
There's your buddy Jordan. Hello, Jordan. Thank you, and welcome to Spanning the Globe. And I said to subscribe. There's a reason for that. I'm going to break from our interview for just a second to show this off. If we get to 500 subscribers, we're at 218 last I checked. We gained 2 since last week. We're going to do a belt giveaway for this beautiful Winged Eagle 4mm dual-plated CNC by Unique Championship Belts. It's on my leather. This one is mine. You can't have this one, but I'm gonna have one. I have the plates identical to these. It will also have a belt tip. And once we get to 500 subscribers, we'll do some type of a giveaway. So be sure you subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Here's another angle of that belt right there. Same
That's
belt.
beautiful.
Thank you very much. Unique did a great job on those plates. Love them.
Yeah, came out nice.
Nice beefy belt. But I want to give that belt away so we can get to 500 subscribers. So tell all your friends. But you have to go to the YouTube channel, Wide World of Belts YouTube channel, and click the
Hit that
like and
thumbs up.
subscribe. Hit the thumbs
Hit
up.
that thumbs up right there.
Hit the bell. We're on every Thursday night. Well, hopefully every Thursday night.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. And then I'd love to give that belt away. We give away a couple of belts on here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ben gave one away. I gave one away. Yeah, I gave 2
I
away.
gave one away.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
So looking forward to that. So you watched ECW, and obviously Tommy Dreamer was your favorite.
I had a big 4 growing up. It was Diamond Dallas Page, Kane, Abyss, and Tommy Dreamer. Those
Okay.
are my top guys.
Abyss was an NWA champion too, wasn't he?
Yes, I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was when NWA was or TNA was under the NWA umbrella.
Yeah, he's an agent now
Yes.
for WWE.
Yeah.
Yes. Now he's officially retired.
I hope one day to meet him. It'd be a pretty cool experience. I've been lucky to meet DDP and I know Kane a little bit, but definitely
How's DDP in person?
the story on me meeting DDP was we have an expo here every year called Fanboy, and I think they do it in Orlando as well. But one year they announced they're going to have Diamond Dallas Page, and of course I begged my dad to take me there. I was 16 at the time and didn't have a job or anything. So he said, yeah, I'll take you down there. We'll go down there and meet him. And we got there at the very end of the show. Well, they actually let us in for free because they're like, the show ends in like 10 minutes.
Sweet.
And they're like, yeah, we'll let you in. Go ahead. So we went upstairs, and he was putting on a yoga seminar. This was like right when he started off the yoga program.
Mm-hmm.
And I see him over in the distance, and I'm just standing there like holding this brand new inbox Bash and Brawler, kind of like the Brawling Buddies, the big pillows.
Mm-hmm.
I had one burn in the box, and he saw me, and he's like, guys, thanks for coming to the seminar. I see a young man over here that wants to meet me. He came over and talked to me and my family for about 10, 15 minutes, told me the story behind the toy and how that was like the first one that he actually got a paycheck for.
Wow.
And he asked me, he said, can I open it? I'd like to sign the actual figure. And I'm like, it's kind of you in there. So I guess you can open it. It's not me. It's your Diamond Dallas Page. You're right ahead. So he opens it up and signs it, puts it back in the box, and then has a little bit more of a conversation with it. He's definitely one of the nicest humans I've ever interacted with.
I've heard he's a good guy. So he's done phenomenal work with former wrestlers and other celebrities.
He's
Try to
helped
get
so
them.
many people.
Even veterans too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I keep saying I'm going to buy that yoga program, but they just haven't pulled the trigger yet. But what he's doing with Lex Luger is incredible. Abdullah the Butcher, he's helped Butterbean,
Jake the Snake.
Jake the
Butter-
Snake.
Butterbean has a booth at the flea market up here in Pigeon Forge, and he sells replica belts and
Scott
stuff.
Hall as well, man.
Wow.
God
Yeah, Scott
rest in
Hall.
peace.
Absolutely. What is your favorite piece of wrestling memorabilia you have in your collection? Not just a belt, but any piece of memorabilia.
Definitely that action figure. I'd covered it with you guys. I can tell the story again for the show if
Yeah,
y'all want to
go
hear
ahead.
it.
Yes, please.
Let me grab it too and add a little more to the effect.
Okay.
I'll add something to it. If there was a fire in your house, which 2 pieces of memorabilia would you run out with?
Definitely this, and probably an orange monkey that I got when I was 5. So we had a wrestling figure booth at a local flea market, and had a good customer base. Had a fellow that would vacation there quite a bit, and he actually came into our store one day. Had a good interaction with him, and he sent us a message later on and said, "Hey, I want to come back. I want to bring some guys that I look after." And I guess the guys that he had were special needs to some degree, and he kind of like told us ahead of time, like a warning or something. And we're like, "You don't have to warn us, bring him in. They love wrestling. We want him here." So this guy comes in with his boys, and we're hanging out, just talking wrestling. He asked me what my grail was, and told him, I said it was a deluxe classic Diamond Dallas Page. And he said, "That's funny. I actually have one." I said, "Okay, do you want to sell it?" And of course, I got the hard no. If I owned one, I would tell everybody else.
Don't even bother asking.
Yeah. So we had a good interaction with him, and he left. And a week later, I got a box in the mail, and the guy actually mailed the figure to me.
Wow.
I was lucky enough to find a protector for it to preserve it. So this will definitely be my number one figure of all time, just because of the story behind it and wanting one for so long. And then somebody, I guess, it's a claw machine. I'm a
Stay focused, Johnny. Stay
I'm a
focused.
28-year-old child.
Foreground, Johnny. Foreground.
Yeah, it's full of wrestling. It's actually full of wrestling.
Did you, Gianni? Did you notice the prophylactics in it as well?
That's an inside joke. Sorry about that.
Good eye, man. Good eye. Good eye.
Yeah.
All jokes aside, good eye.
Johnny is
man.
a very detail-oriented person.
I had to look and see
DDP
that.
yoga. It'll be a stretch before you. It'll be a stretch after you get it too. You have to stretch all the time.
Yeah, DDP is actually a cool guy. My brother got me his autograph. His father used to. My brother worked at an auto parts store. His father would come in and get parts, and they would have a conversation all the time. And he's like, "Do you know who my son is?" And my brother's like, "Who?" And he told him, "So my brother's a wrestling fan. Could you get me his autograph?" And I got his autograph.
That's cool.
Pretty cool.
Sorry.
You guys are too much, I swear. Oh my god.
Where do you go from there? Did you attend any ECW shows in person?
No, I've only ever been to this is a WWE. We went to one WWF show. I think it had Kane and versus Stevie Richards for the hardcore title, and like Undertaker came in a semi truck. It was the wildest thing. It seems like something crazy always happens when they come into Knoxville. But I've been to TNA once. I think we recently had an AEW show, and then other than that, I went to a lot of Tennessee Mountain Wrestling shows here in Knoxville. Like I think
is that an indie promotion?
Yeah, Cowboy Bob Orton, he owned it, and it was ran by Terry Landell was his name.
Okay, that's a joke.
Joey, is that a TV in the background on the left?
Yeah, it's.
Okay.
I was wanting a CRT to play my old PS2 games and wrestling DVDs, and I had a coworker that begged me to take it off his hands because his wife wouldn't let him get a new TV until the old one was gone. So, and this guy was very eccentric. Like that TV is absolutely perfect. He had the remote and everything, still wrapped in plastic.
Oh man, that's
so it's
cool.
like a brand new CRT from the 90s. It just sat on a shelf.
I've got to say this too. I'm very impressed. We don't have many guests that don't do podcasts that have their own equipment, and your equipment is I don't know what you're using, but it sounds great.
I appreciate it.
You're very prepared.
Play a lot of video games with my brother and my best friends and my uncles. So I was like, well, I want a decent camera. I want a really good microphone and nice headphones. So I built a $3,500 gaming computer, and I play just the stupidest games that you don't need a $3,500 computer to play. Really overkill. But
what's your game of choice?
Man, I play so much. right now, I got recently chosen to play test that new skateboarding game, Skate 4. I've been playing that a lot. And I play a lot of WWE games as well, and a lot of indie games, just the craziest
No
stuff.
shooters. No shooters.
I think y'all said that y'all are having an interview with the creator. Was it Retromania Wrestling?
That's our brother podcast, the Double
Okay.
Dropkick podcast on
Yeah.
Saturday night.
I recently picked that up. I've been playing it at work. Playing as Tommy Dreamer, of course. He's
Of
on the cover
course.
of it, so
Yeah.
I've got it downloaded on PS5, and I haven't played with it except for 2 or 3 matches. I could not win. So
Are you talking about the game?
yes,
Okay.
yes,
it is a button.
I'm just
masher
got to
for
clarify
me.
that.
yeah. So
You'll wear a controller out quick playing it.
yeah, you will.
It is a fun game, though. There's a lot of updates to it, too.
Yeah, I think they're also releasing WrestleFest again in an actual stand-up arcade cabinet later this fall.
Oh, man.
I bought a claw machine and was going to put it in my dad's collectibles store, and once I saw it in here and I filled it up with wrestling plushes, like you can barely see a Roman Reigns right there poking his head out. I decided I'm just going to make a little arcade. I'm going to get that WrestleFest arcade cabinet to go right next to it. Yeah,
That's
Jerry
cool.
Skate 4 is amazing. Don't tell anybody that I told you I was playing it. They said, like, don't even talk about it for some reason.
This is the Double Dropkick podcast that's commenting here.
Okay.
He does some incredible interviews, and this is going to be a good one as well. So
Awesome.
this is
Check it out.
postponed from last Saturday, so I'm looking forward to seeing it. I was going to miss it last week. I was out of town, but they had to postpone. So
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah,
it is very high quality show.
Retromania that game's a blast. I've put many hours into it so far.
That takes me back to my years in college where I had the Nintendo wrestling program, and it's a lot like
Nintendo
that.
NES. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
Nintendo NES. Yes. Okay, awesome. So be sure you tune into that.
Taking more of my money.
Yeah, this hobby will take your money.
Right?
Let's keep the
It will.
DLC coming.
It will. So you collect belts. What was your first belt you collected?
The very first title I ever had, God, this is embarrassing, was a John Cena United States spinner belt.
Nothing wrong with that.
I just
I have
wanted,
that one. That's a great belt.
yeah, I just wanted a belt at the time, and I was about 13, and my dad found one on eBay and bought it for me. It was like, he said it was listed like under the radar because they didn't actually put it up as a wrestling belt. So he snagged it, I think, for like $110, like opening bid.
Wow.
And of course, it was clunky, and my dad played with it. We took the plate off and put just a washer underneath the main plate, so it would spin like a billion miles an hour. And
Wow.
I traded it up for a WWE spinner, a Jack's title at the time,
Wow.
and sold them
This
off
is-
and
This
restarted.
is another podcast. Markout Moments are talking wrestling with Pondwater Dave. This guy here is the referee that counted Ric Flair's 1, 2, 3 in his final match.
Oh, that's
He's-
cool.
he's
I was actually at Starcast.
Oh, were you? Okay.
Yeah, I didn't go to the actual show. I originally went to meet Greg the Hammer Valentine, and he had something happen. I drove 3 hours to meet him, and he
Oh,
wasn't
wow.
even there.
We had him on our show the week after
Super
he.
Dave.
Yeah, Super Dave. We had him on the show the week after that. He was still coming down off his high. So
That's awesome.
that lucky dude. I just lived my life vicariously through him. Gianni wants to know, in your opinion, what is the greatest wrestling video game ever, and why is it WWF No Mercy? I thought that was a pay-per-view.
No, they made it was a Nintendo.
Oh, okay. Okay, I went away that.
Nintendo
I hate-
64.
in 64.
I hate to be on that side, but I'm an NWO revenge guy over No Mercy. Yeah, just because
I think
DP.
you are.
I like
I
all
think-
the wrestling games.
My favorite of all time though is probably the really way over the top. This one. See if I can pull it down. Pull all my wrestlers down here.
And the handsome fella
This always be number one for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
for Xbox.
just over the top, jacked. You know the way that we saw these wrestlers when we were kids.
Mhm.
That'll definitely always be my favorite.
Jordan says, "Here comes the pain."
I've argued that with him. We've argued that for years now.
I hope they remaster that and bring it out. That would be cool.
Yep. The graphics today are I mean,
Amazing.
amazing. I can't think of the words. It's so far ahead of what we had when I was growing up.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. I mean, I grew up in the days of Retromania. When it wasn't Retromania, it was Current Mania.
Mhm.
There's another guy I guess knows you. Joe, you can't retire. We might do my spinner belt.
That's my little brother. He thinks I'm going to do a spinner belt, but the moment I have to touch a stamp to leather, I don't want to go that far.
If you need some help, I'll be glad to help you as much as I can. I'm not the be all to end all. There's several leather guys here who would be more than happy to help you out. But if you have any questions, I'd be happy to help you out.
I think you should just take my little brother's money. I don't have to do it.
Yeah, but I beat Andy in that game.
Hey, Mark can do a send out strap. He's done that one before.
The spinner belt, yeah.
Mhm.
That would be
I
cool.
have.
He probably, I don't think, well, I guess he doesn't have the autographs on. I guess he couldn't redo his world title.
Okay.
Can always save the strap from the original one.
Kevin O'Keefe says you can hit him up anytime.
Okay.
Kevin's another good
Most
guy.
of the leather guys will help you out. They're glad to share information. Kevin
Awesome.
O'Keefe, Antonio Mendoza's been helping me a little bit. Ryan Stokes is a wealth of information, but he's retiring from the game. He's doing belts for promotions now. But there's several other guys. Jim Mills does his own leather.
Mhm.
But you can't. I mean, everybody has their own style, but you could take a little bit from each person and develop your own style. It's really and it's addicting. It really is.
Yeah, I will admit it was a lot of fun. I think maybe it was just like the first time nerves because I didn't want to screw it up because I had so much into it.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I think when I realized I have enough leather to try again, I kind of chilled out a little bit. And that was actually my first try. I never cut into the rest of the leather. Like that was a one and done.
Okay. Antonio says he's more than happy to help. He's got Mendoza Craft, if you've heard of them.
Okay.
That's his group. But yeah, it is his personal page or his professional page, either one. So
I could probably show my belt here for you. I'm not sure how long we'll be on that topic, but I'll show it off while we're still talking.
oh yeah, we'll talk about belts. That's what the show's about.
This is it. Completed.
There it is. BEA Beautiful.
Yeah.
I actually like that belt. I like that version of the belt. I mean, I know it was the newer one. I like the original Taz one. I actually have the Taz version of the Wing Eagle mix. Yeah, Tommy Dreamer was one of my favorite wrestlers too from ECW.
I truly hope to meet him one of these days. He's one of the big ones to me.
What
for
does your
sure.
wife think about the hobby?
She's supportive. She's been to a couple wrestling shows with me. She doesn't, watch it on a weekly basis like I do, but never said anything bad about it. More than supportive.
That's cool.
Life is definitely better in co-op, and I'm blessed to have her.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Some wives are supportive, some are not. My wife does not like the hobby, but she lets me enjoy it without, as long as I don't use our money, and I don't.
Well, I can tell you when we drove to Nashville,
Kevin.
when we attempted to meet Greg Valentine, she was with me. We drove an hour to try to meet him again. She was with me. And then the day that we finally met him, I made sure to get her in that picture because it was just as important to have her with me because she went along the whole ride for me to meet Greg just to get my Hasbro signed.
That's
Oh,
cool.
okay.
My wife goes to all wrestling events with me, unless it's just the guys' night, whatever. My wife will go to all of them. She likes it. She supports
me
my
too.
hobby.
My wife.
Yeah,
too.
Ben's married to John Cena's sister.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
You just can't see her.
Can I say those?
Fair enough.
She's always sitting next to him when he does the show.
Oh, there. Okay. I'm trying to find these pictures. You were talking about your child growing up, and I downloaded some pictures. Can I do that? Let me get her belt left.
So the real question is what do you think about the Dome Globe?
Oh, there you go. That's a question.
Fighting words.
Question of the evening.
I mean, I enjoy it. I like all. You talking about the NWA, correct?
Yeah,
Mhm.
answer this correctly, or we're gonna kick you off the show.
I'm gonna say yes.
Ben's only got 20 of them, so
Yeah.
Ben has 12 of them.
No,
I know.
I'm just messing with you.
I
Man.
know. My
Inside
buddy
joke.
Jordan,
Inside joke. Inside.
My
Ben
buddy-
thinks it's the most ugly belt ever,
It's
but he has
ugliest
more than I
belt
do,
of
and I'm
all
about
He
to
has
time.
12 of them.
That right there.
and my buddy Jordan, he's been talking about getting his first replica, and the NWA is a tip top, and he's a Harley race guy.
Harley Race.
It's one of those. It's one of those belts. I always say that, you know, if you're an old school collector, man, you almost have to have that in your collection.
yeah, it's
That
a
did
must.
Hey, Kevin. Nobody asked you if I want any crap out of you. I squeeze your head. No. Yeah,
Especially
it's
on
it's
Mark's
one of those
brothers.
things. It's one of those things, man. It's a traditional type of championship. I always feel like an old school guy, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, you see the guys joking about it, but we you know, it's a traditional piece. So
Fondue is making the new NWA titles, correct?
Yes.
yes,
Yeah.
Yes, because I was
I
up,
have
it was-
one.
They had NWA. They've brought NWA to Knoxville twice, and I saw it once when Cardona was the champ, and then I think Nick Aldis was the champ the second time that they came through.
I love
Okay.
it.
Mendes.
I've relived the two of those to resemble the same strap cut as the current one,
Okay.
because the Fandue strap stock strap is not accurate at all.
Okay.
It's
I
not
never
accurate at all.
noticed that.
Yeah, Fandom
But,
makes a decent version of that belt.
They do. It's big. It's a little, you know, it's a little oversized, but you
The
know,
only problem with Fandue belts is they tend to tarnish.
They tarnish. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the catch with fan
Yeah,
dudes.
mine did. I ended up selling it. You were talking about your childhood growing up. I want to share a little bit of mine with you real quick. You said you'd watched some of the world class wrestling and you'd seen the Von Erichs.
Yeah.
I grew up in that era, and back then I live in Southwest Oklahoma, which is about a 4-hour drive from Dallas. They would send the wrestlers to all the small towns. They come up to Oklahoma and do little house shows to help raise money, share the gate with the local organizations. Like, for example, they came up here to help raise money for the volunteer firefighters equipment. And while they were here, Kerry Von Erich showed up. I took this picture of him. On
That's
the front
cool.
row. That's in our high school gym. And before that, I went to another show where Gino Hernandez, the late great Gino Hernandez, was there, and I got a picture. This is my first time seeing a belt up close. And how I got that close to take that picture, I couldn't tell you, but I got that close to
You
take
can
that
see
picture.
the guard looking at his butt behind him.
Yeah.
He's
I
like,
think he's looking at the belt.
I know.
that's
I'm,
good.
The girl's probably checking his butt out, but
oh yeah.
I like
and then after the
smash.
show, I got to meet Jim Cornette.
Oh, that's cool.
A girl I knew from college said she was dating him. I called BS on it, and she proved it. So she introduced me to him. She took the picture. So
That's cool. The guy Terry Landell that ran the local Knoxville shows.
Mhm.
You need to look up the story of Jim Cornette and Terry Landell.
I might have to do that. Have you heard Jim's story about the what was it?
Drive through.
The drive-through.
I don't think I have. No, I know he.
Oh,
I know he
it's
named
worth
his
it.
show the
Oh,
drive-through.
talk about
Yeah.
conflict.
What's up, unique?
What was that? Can't remember the name of the restaurant, but
It was Dairy Queen, wasn't it?
Dairy Queen. Yeah,
I'll
in
definitely look that up.
Hyden, Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
And so they had a wrestling show. I won't tell the story as well as he did, but basically they had a wrestling show. By the time the show was over, most every place in town was closed except for the Dairy Queen, and they had a van full of wrestlers pulled up to the drive-through. Long story short, every car in town was at the drive-through because everybody wanted to eat. By the time they get up there, they were told at the drive-through that they did not realize they were serious about all these orders, and said, "We'll get started on that." Well, Jim Cornette made a comment, and they said, "Well, if you're going to cuss me out, you're not going to get anything." Well, Jim gets out of the car or the van and starts cussing him through the drive-through window. It's hilarious. Look it up on YouTube. It's great.
I'll definitely look that up.
Unique. There's Unique.
I'm sure
What's
my
up,
buddy
Unique?
Jordan that's in the comments. I'm sure he's heard it, and I got a couple friends that follow Corny really well. I got a really good friend of mine named Philip. He was nice enough. I think it was around Christmas time. Jim Cornette had a sale on his website, and he actually bought me a action figure with some choice words on it signed to me. Got his slogan,
cool.
the thank you
I bet it's
slogan.
something effective. Thank you, blank blank
Yeah.
Goodbye. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, personalized to me.
Oh, okay. Sounds great.
Nice. When I met Jim Cornette, I was so starstruck because I didn't expect to actually meet him. I thought she was lying to me. The only thing I could say to him, because back then his big thing was his mama. My mama this, my mama that. My mama sent all this money in this. So I said, "What is your mother's name?" He asked me my mother's name. I told him. He said, "Well, my mother's name is Thelma." Whether that's true or not, I couldn't tell you, but that's what he told me. So then we took the picture. But I had to change the scroller. Thank you, Unique, our sponsor. I got a couple of sets of plates ordered from him, and I think they're done. So as soon as the show's over, I'm going to try to get him his money.
Check your messages, Mark.
Okay.
That's right. I forgot Jericho's in it too.
Yeah,
Okay.
Jericho.
He was in the car, in the same car with Cornette.
Yeah, Del Rey. Jimmy Del Rey was in
Del
there.
Rey, yep.
And actually, it was either Jimmy Del Rey or Chris Jericho that made the comment about them being an effing comedy bus, which prompted them to cuss or to refuse service to Jim Cornette.
Thank you, Unique.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah. But there's two videos of that. There's a video where Jim Cornette is sitting at a table telling the story, and there's another. It's I can't remember what it's called now, but where he's actually watching the video because somebody in the band was videoing this event. You got to see that one. But Jim's watching this video for the first time, and his reaction to it's hilarious. He said, "I forgot so and so was in there," and so they asked him something about what happened. He said, "Well, the manager came out, apologized, said we get started on your order, and somebody in the van said that we appreciate that, and we hope to see in the newspaper that this lady that cussed us out has been fired." So, but it's funny.
I'm sure I'll get all the links from my buddies whenever I'm off of here.
Yeah, it was Smoky Mountain Wrestling Days. That's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's on YouTube, and that's why he called his podcast the drive-through because of that. It's just hilarious.
Interesting.
Dairy Queen in Hyden, Kentucky. So, and he said when he stuck his head through the drive-through window to curse them out, Sonny and who was her boyfriend? Chris Candido were at the counter, and scared them. So, but I can't tell that story to do it justice. You just have to watch it for yourself. It's great. So it's worth a search.
I'll definitely look it up.
Did you ever have aspirations to be a professional wrestler or be involved in the business in some way?
Yeah, this was a recent thing that I wanted to do because I work under the umbrella of my local county jurisdiction, and the mayor of our county happens to be Glenn Jacobs, and Dr. Tom Pritchard runs a wrestling school with Glenn Jacobs. Yep. They were in Knoxville, but now they're about 30 minutes north of Knoxville in a town called La Follette in Campbell County, Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't going to go through all that, but realized I probably I don't have it. I think I would much prefer watching it versus throwing $3,000 at it and giving it a shot.
Yeah. Campbell County is what he said.
Yeah, Campbell County. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's
give you a hump in your throat.
My friend, did you say camel, bro?
You said camel. You did.
It's the Jacobs Pritchard Wrestling Association. And I'll tell you, when I was younger, I went to Glenn Jacobs' insurance office. He sold car insurance, home insurance, any type of insurance here. And I got to go to his office and hang out with him. And he's like, "Hey, this is Tom." And I was like, "Hey, it's good to meet you, Tom." And then one day I was watching a WWE video. I guess I just wasn't heavy enough into it. And then I saw Tom on there, and I was like, that is the guy I met at the insurance office. And then it all just started to come together to realize who Tom Pritchard was. And stuff is pretty cool to be able to have some interaction with him.
Cool. Any indie promotions you go to?
There's one indie promotion that we go to locally, but just about every time that they have a show. It's called Next Gen Tennessee. I think it's NGW Wrestling. And the last show that we went to, they had Penta before he went to WWE. Cool. And they ended up, it was him and Matt Cross, who was Son of Havoc on Lucha Underground. And they were fighting Tyler Breeze and Fandango.
Oh, wow.
And it was like a hardcore match. And they ended up out in the street fighting on Jackson Avenue in downtown Knoxville. Like, There's a homeless guy in the background on the video. It's on YouTube. It made the news and stuff, and people said
That's
they were
cool.
calling the cops because they thought they were actually fighting in the street. I'm like, it's wrestling.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, Antonio
Yep.
Mendoza says his kid's principal is one of the Basham brothers.
Oh, that's cool.
That's cool.
I think we've also got his name is escaping me, but there's a guy that was in WWE. He messaged my mom and dad their business page looking for figures of himself. It was a dude who had the best drop kick of all time. His name is escaping me for some reason.
Man, there's a lot of good drop kicks out there.
Shawn Michaels?
No, definitely not as big of a name, but he was in WWE.
I couldn't tell you. I don't know.
I'll put it in my Discord. They'll answer me.
If you could be a professional wrestler right now, what would your gimmick be?
Mark Jindrak, Jordan
That's
said.
it. Mark Jindrak. That's
Oh,
it.
okay.
Yeah. He messaged my parents. He lives here in Knoxville as well. My gimmick, if I wrestled, I don't really know what my gimmick would be. I always thought a really good gimmick would have been somebody dress up as like a mime to some degree, and they copied their opponent's moveset, and they could reverse every move that they did because they knew their moveset so well. And the only way that you could get over them is by using moves that are out of your arsenal. To catch him off guard.
He's a wrestling fan. He's been around Vince McMahon too much.
I think that would be cool. Maybe
That'd
not
be
coming
different.
out with the black and white stripes, and not to that degree, but just some type of copycat gimmick would be. Pretty cool.
I could just see that wrestling name. Here comes the mine.
Yeah. You're gonna like float to the ring.
Seal
some smoke.
Emil.
Do you know this guy?
Yeah, it's my uncle. He's just
Oh, okay. Okay.
in a church.
I must say, we
Yeah.
got some new commenters tonight. I didn't recognize them. So,
Yeah, I
Seal
told
Emil.
everybody. I said, I'm gonna be on a
welcome.
podcast for once.
Welcome.
yeah, thank you for watching and
Welcome.
subscribe
Thank you
to the
for
Chef
watching.
channel.
Yeah, give us
Please,
a thumbs up under
thumbs
the
up.
video.
Once we get to 500 subscribers, we're going to give away a belt. So, you'll make sure you get involved in that. So, if you haven't seen the earlier part of the show, I'll put it up there again. This is the belt we're going to be giving away.
Mr. Perfect.
Winged Eagle on American leather. That's it right there. That one's mine, but I have one identical to it that's waiting to be put on leather. So 500 subscribers will get this belt into the giveaway. So be sure you subscribe if you haven't already done so. And thank you for watching to all the new viewers tonight. Appreciate it.
Thank you guys for tuning in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Really appreciate it.
Yes, absolutely. Guys, you have any question for our guests? I'm enjoying this. It's a good time.
I already asked a question. You, Andy or Ben?
I already asked a question. Go ahead, Andy. You got a question?
What do you think might be your next belt?
I'm leaning towards the NXT North American at this time. It's been a couple of years since it's been on the WWE shop.
Great belt.
Yeah.
Probably leaning towards that.
It's a very unique belt.
Yeah.
In terms
It's
of
one on
WWE
my-
belt.
It's one on my list.
That belt has become very hard to find now.
Yeah.
I don't understand why it's so over right now. Like, I mean, it's a pretty big focus on NXT, but it's still not in stock.
I think it's just a different belt altogether. You know,
I don't think it's been in
beautiful.
stock for a couple years.
In over
It's been
2
a while,
years.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
it's been a while.
And it's odd because it's a current championship. So why, you know,
They have
why
the
is
women's on the website, but not the men's. But
it-
I know the women's are a smaller main plate.
Strange.
Does your wife have a desire to own a belt, or does she have a belt?
No, definitely not. Yeah, she's not. She watched a lot of it, but her love for wrestling, I think, died with Eddie Guerrero.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That was her main. So
That was a big blow.
That
She
was.
Yeah.
It really was.
Uh,
So young.
do you watch any AEW programming?
yeah, I do watch AEW. I'm really big on Hangman. I like Hangman a lot. We're lucky to see a show here in Knoxville. They finally came in, and Tony Khan said how much he loves Smoky Mountain Wrestling. Like, he lived in another country and he grew up watching Smoky Mountain Wrestling, and said that he would 100% be back.
Awesome.
I'm big on the three I like in AEW right now: Hangman, Brian Cage, and Konosuke Takeshita.
Takeshita, yeah.
You can look up what Jim Cornette calls him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we know. We call him that too.
They call him that too.
Yeah, that's what we call it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
That's his number 2 name. That's his number 2 name.
Yeah, it's the number 2.
If a belt, okay. Malibu says if there's a belt that'd make come out of retirement to restrap, what would it be? If you came out of retirement, I guess.
My chrome or my shop run belt.
Okay.
I'd put it on black leather just to mimic when DDP won the title.
With stitching?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
have to.
We talked about this before the show. I didn't know
Yeah.
about the black strap.
Now, I did see some people take a replica belt and change the color of it, the strap. If you're not
Yeah.
looking to go all in, there's people who have done it before.
Yeah, I think my issue would be taking the plates off because the Chopron has backing.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I
that's
wouldn't want
right.
to have to. Yeah, I wouldn't
That's
want to
right.
cut around the bolts to pull
Yeah.
the plates off and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, that's not a big.
I
deal.
forgot about that.
Exacto knife is good for that. When I would re-leather a belt from overseas, I would just try to take a pair of pliers and peel the backing off. But sometimes I use a really, really good glue, and it comes apart in places. So I just took an Exacto knife, go around the nuts or the screws, and it's a lot easier.
Don't encourage them to be lazy.
Y'all are gonna try to convince me to try to. I mean, there wouldn't be any harm in me taking my Chopron and tracing it and cutting a strap out. There probably wouldn't be any harm in that.
Mark, what was the color you did yours?
My what?
Your shop, Ryan.
You'd have to ask Antonio Mendoza. I don't know. He did mine.
Wasn't it a special quartz color or something like that?
I couldn't tell you.
It came out good. It was like a saddle brown. The way it came out, it was really good.
Okay, you hit up Mendoza. He can teach you a trick to remove the plates, not damage the strap.
Okay.
So I don't know that trick. But on mine, the screws are exposed on the back.
Or you could reach out to patches.
And he actually changed out the screws for me where they're nice nickel color.
That's cool.
Yeah, it looks real nice. I'll show you my picture of mine later.
I need to go back and watch some old clips of WCW when DDP carried the title and see if that one had backing, because I know some back in the day just had screws.
Yeah, some did, some didn't.
Yeah, I'll have to compare because I want to try to get it as close as possible to that one.
Talking to yourself, Antonio? So we're about finished with our first hour. Really appreciate you joining us. You said you were going to join us for the first hour, but you got a lot going on in your life. You're a first responder, and but we've really enjoyed having you on the show, and love to bring you back sometime.
Definitely, yeah, I would love to. I'm gonna try to get more knowledge on titles. Maybe I can come in and pick your all's brain on some stuff.
Absolutely,
Okay.
that's what the show's
I'll turn the
about.
table on you.
Anytime.
You should have
And
joined the groups. Andy's got his group. Love those wrestling belts. Ben's got
Now-
championship belt brothers as well.
And Rob World of Belts, which is my group.
Yeah, I'll drop you guys some likes whenever I get out of here.
Awesome. Well, Joey, appreciate you joining us tonight. Come back soon and hit me up for some tips on some leather. Antonio Mendoza and Kevin O'Keefe and some other guys. So
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. I
Appreciate it.
greatly
All right,
appreciate
man.
you guys.
Yeah,
Thanks for
man.
coming on, man.
Hope y'all have a
Be
great
safe.
night.
Thanks for
Yes,
coming
sir.
on.
God
All
bless.
right, man. Have
All
a good one.
right.
God bless.
Joey Cummings. Appreciate him joining us. That was fun.
It was. It was
We'll
great.
talk crap inbox him. Yeah, there you go. Didn't think to ask him. I'm sorry.
I like what you did there, Andy.
Yeah.
Ta-da!
I missed it.
Oh, you'll see it. Trust me.
Okay.
I
got
said reach out to patches.
Okay, I got to do something first before we go to hour number 2 because I saw that Nor commented at the beginning of the show.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Gotta get that
Well,
in.
He
Oh, you
just
got
gets lost in that hot tub, man, with the chicks, you know?
All right.
Not official till that's on there.
Yeah.
No, he's having an argument with himself.
Yeah.
Fighting with himself? Oh, wow.
It's about time for those myths to start kicking in.
That's
so
right. We're almost to hour
Give
number
us a
2.
little. Just give us a little bit. It'll be okay.
Yeah, we're almost to hour number 2, so they're getting warmed up already.
Hey, Antonio, eat the green Skittles. The green Skittles.
There
Right?
you go. So that was fun. I'm glad I had him on. I mean, for him to just out of the blue just buy a piece of leather and do that, it's just amazing the work he did.
You know, it's awesome how people who haven't done it before, they just go with it. Like you did, Mark. You know what I mean? You went with it. You did it. You mastered the craft of it. Kevin O'Keefe, Jim Mills, I'm sure Mendoza did it back in the day. Ryan
Yeah.
Stokes and
Yeah. Now I had issues with the snaps at first. They kept popping loose, and I found a trick. I didn't find a trick. Tandy showed me a trick for that, and so. But we're at the end of hour number 1. We're going to move on to hour number 2. You were watching Spanning the Globe on the Podcast Mafia Network. Welcome back to Spanning the Globe. We are in hour number 2. I gotta scroll up here. Where our sponsors are Mark Leather Championship Bedware Leathering, Ashley Southern Designs, and Unique Championship Belts. And Unique's watching it tonight.
yes.
And I'm glad he's watching because I'm going to feature one of his belts as a belt of the week tonight. But before I do that, I want to reintroduce our host tonight because I forgot to do the videos at the beginning. My name is Mark. And I'm joined tonight by Mr. Richard Ward.
Oh.
You jumped in too quick, Richard.
Who's that guy?
Also joining us tonight, Mr. Andy B.
Easy for you.
I was torn between saying your last initial or your last name. So
It's always a big decision. I know.
It is.
Yeah.
Andy Bolger. And last but not least, Mr. Ben Walker. AKA Grandpa, and stay off his lawn.
Stay off his lawn.
Stay off the darn lawn.
So we did do the belt of the week at the beginning of the show because we had a guest. I want to get him on. And so I'm going to show the belt of the week this week. And this week, the belt of the week comes courtesy. I think I showed this one off a couple months ago. There's a backstory behind this belt. I made that BCW heavyweight. Well, I didn't make it. I helped design it. The BCW heavyweight belt for that indie promotion in Guthrie, which I love to join the shows or watch their shows twice a year. So I hit up Unique. And he made that for me. I presented it to them. I gave it to them for free. They came back, ordered tag team belts. So I went back to the drawing board, had Unique do these. And so without further ado, here's the belt.
Antonio.
This is obviously based on the World Class Tag Team Championships, but I did a leather on this, stamped their BCW on there, and I got their catchphrase, "Burning Bridges and Zombie People since 1999," which is on their T-shirts. Incorporated that into the outer side plates. The inner side plates did not have any changes. The main plate, I changed World Class to Buzzsaw, put their logo in the middle where the globe goes.
I'm guessing Kevin.
Is that rosebud tooling, whatever they call that? That's what I call it. And the side plates on the side are identical to the other ones. There's a BCW. I made a little mistake on that one. I was going to re-leather it, but they used this belt in the ring, so I left it as is. Here's my maker's mark. And then here's the backing, which is blue. It's hard to tell in this light. My house has terrible lighting. But this is now a ring-used belt.
Well, we all know it has the essence of Magardon in it. So.
Yep, absolutely.
Got to have the essence.
Yep. But there's the backing. And they used this in the ring in April, during their April show, as one of their tag team belts. So I have the heavyweight, which is a ring-used belt, and now I have the tag belt, which is ring-used.
I can't put that up, Mendoza.
Yeah, be respectful of the comments, guys. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Here's the belt right here. It is ring-used now, so it's in my collection. It is not for sale, so don't bother asking. Here's that blue backing. Maybe tell it better here. So Anyway, yeah, I made a mistake. I mismeasured when I did the stamping for the BCW. I started too far to the left, and I wanted to fix it better. I was going to redo it, but since I got it ring used, I'm going to leave it as is.
The snap box is nice too, Mark.
Thank you. It gives it character.
And the border too.
Yeah, very happy with it. Very happy with it. So that is your belt of the week. Okay. Yeah, I met my mother, but thank you. So, not a problem. Come back anytime. Appreciate that.
Thanks for coming on, man. It was
Yes.
good to have you.
Look
Yeah.
forward to hearing from you soon. So,
Yeah, man.
Maybe next time you'll come on, that claw machine will be full.
yeah, absolutely. So, there are some belts for sale. Not mine. Ethan Thompson, and I wrote these down, but let me share the screen real quick. Here we go. Nope. Wrong setting. Share screen. Here we go.
Thank you, Kevin.
Where'd it go? Oh, window. I'll get caught up
How's
here.
it going, Judah?
What's up, Judah?
Oh, Judah? Why isn't that working? Okay, I'll just have to pull these up one by one, I guess. Huh, okay. Browser has blocked your screen. Let me try one more time. It's not letting me share that screen for some, but we do it earlier.
Sounds like you got crickets in your house.
Yeah. Okay, I know what I did. Hang on a second. I know what I did. I closed that screen. All right. Now maybe we can do it. There it is. Okay. This is Ethan Thompson's belt, which, by the way, is on its way to a Stephen Hammer for review. What's showing up on screen?
Cool.
This is the U.S. Luger title. I believe he said it was by Nawaz.
Yes.
Okay. And
Deluxe.
Deluxe, it is CNC, not CNC, it's HD etching,
Mm-hmm.
4mm zinc on the Nawaz leather. It is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. That detailed etching there.
Wow.
Paint there with the blue paint there with the United States. Incredible. Nice curved nameplate. I'm not a big fan of those huge curves, but it's still a beautiful belt. Absolutely beautiful belt.
It is a gorgeous belt.
There's the logo plate.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice.
Got some tooling around that. So he's asking $600 shipped for that belt.
Yep.
Oh,
It
shipped.
is.
Yes. But it's currently on its way to Stephen Hammer, who's going to be doing a review on his channel. So be sure to check him out to see that. He'll do a very detailed review. He does incredible reviews. You could better look at that belt. But if
Yeah.
you could really use your help in buying that belt, so hit
Yeah,
up
follow-
Ethan Thompson.
Follow Stephen Hammer on YouTube. Follow him on Instagram and TikTok as well.
And got another few belts here. Hang on a second. I'll get to the other folder here. A guy by the name of Stone Cold Steve. I don't know his last name, but he's commented in this group before this show. He's commented on Double Drop Kick. He actually, he comments on Double Drop Kick quite often. Let's see.
Yeah, Gianni. I need 2 autographs.
So Stone Cold Steve, I can't remember what his last name is, has this UFC belt for sale. Find my note on that. It's a V4. Didn't mention who the maker was. It was re-leathered by Mendoza Craft and restoned with 5A cubic zirconias. He is asking $600 for that. I don't know if he's wanting shipping included with that or extra. I don't know, but the belt's $600. Next up is oops, can't go that one. One's a video. Just a second. And I only got one picture of this. It's not a great picture. The angle's not so great, but second. I'm trying to do 2 things at once here. There we go. This one is pinfall title belts, WCW Cruiserweight title on Mendoza Craft Leather. He's asking $450 shipped for that belt. Or not shipped, but it's $450, and you'll have to get with him on the details on shipping. But it's $450 for that. I've seen this belt; it's beautiful. The leather work is wonderful. The plates are great, so that's a pretty good buy there. And then, last but certainly not least, let's see. This is a video. Folder here. Takes a little bit of work to get to these pictures. There we go.
At least it's not me this week.
Yeah.
We're still live, Richard.
Yeah, we're still live. Okay. This is a Figs spinner belt. Re-leathered by Mendoza Craft, featuring 5A cubic zirconias that Steve did himself. This is Stone Cold Steve as well. And he wasn't sure what to charge for this, but he threw out $700, so it may be negotiable. Which you'll have to hit him up. Stone Cold Steve. I don't remember what his name is on Facebook, but hit him up. That's a beautiful belt.
Mm-hmm.
He did the restoning himself. I don't know about the UFC. It was restoned as well. I don't know who did the stoning on that one. I wasn't told, but that's $700 he threw out there, but it could be negotiable. So be sure to check that out.
Gianni, I'm just being honest. I told her those were my two favorite pictures.
Okay.
Mark knows what I'm talking about.
Okay, the plates are official on the UFC belt. Okay. All right. All right. All right. Maurice Buckner. He has. He just bought another NWA television from somebody who bought one from me.
Oh,
So
yeah,
he's
that's
got
right.
two of them on my leather. So
Yeah, Mark's leather is a must on your belts. If you
I
get
haven't-
your belts done, especially your classic ones.
I haven't had a belt for sale in a month or so now, so I haven't noticed. Anybody notice belt sales slowing down even more than they have been?
Yes,
Okay.
Yes.
they've been slowing down for years.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean,
Could be that the belt market is saturated. Everybody's got what they need, what they want.
There's
Yeah,
there's so many makers now too.
there's so many makers, and you got so many people that got an NWA TV.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many people got a US. There's so many people got NWA tags and Dome Globes and Crumb Rhymes. It's dried up. Everybody has the same belts now.
Yeah, the market is flooded, Kevin.
It's more of a custom type thing now. You end up getting custom belts done, and makers doing custom sales. That's where a lot of their sales are generated from now.
Yeah.
You don't have a lot of people buying the regular average belts that everybody asks for anymore.
Yeah, I'm going some more towards the custom belt, and I'm gonna go to more to the WWE shop belts. Like Kevin said, they've really improved on their quality of their belts. And their production value is it's better than it was back in the day.
I had this conversation this morning with somebody, and I've had this conversation with many people. If it's available by shop, why would you pay for a bootleg?
Exactly.
You're gonna pay more money probably, and you're not gonna get as good a quality. And WWE's making those harder to boot.
They're making them so nice now. Even the straps. I know it's not.
The straps are nicer. Yeah.
Straps are so much nicer now
I
too.
mean, the
You
good
can
thing.
You
Go ahead,
can
Mark,
still
I'm
buy
sorry.
a shop belt and have it re-leathered. I mean, it's more expensive, but
The good thing about the shop belts is if you can't put that money all up at once, you can always go to AJS belts. With John Barbarossa, and pay a layaway with him. It's worth it.
yeah.
Instead
my
of getting
first
it
belt.
bootleg, pay that extra $100 and
Right.
get the replica.
Right. Absolutely.
I just purchased the current raw tag from John. He hooked me up, and it's been a while since I got one from him.
There you go. Exactly. That's rule of thumb. If you want a classic like a block logo, scratch logo, get a boot. If you want the modern ones with the network logo on them, go to Shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, the shop's they're doing a great job right now.
Because some details cannot be replicated no matter who it is. So we've seen that with the World Heavyweight Championship, the lion at the bottom or the monkey or whatever animal they decide
There's
to etch on that belt.
very few makers that can make a really good network
Yeah.
logo.
Just tell her it's from me, Gianni.
Well, I get that. But again, with a good leather job, I mean, it looked like the thing on TV. So
Well, I mean, let's be fair. Like the old Shop belts was not that good. I have some.
No, they were not.
They were not good.
The
We
straps were
let's be honest. We were
garbage.
overpaying for them.
Yes.
We were overpaying for them.
Oh, those straps are absolutely garbage. too.
I'll give you an example. I still have them.
There you
The
go,
old the Big Eagle. The Big Eagle.
Mhm.
That belt was shallow. It was real shallow. I have the one from the 2000s. The only belt back then that was actually detailed was the spinner.
Mhm.
All the rest of those belts up until the last 5 years or so, they were shallow etching. The plating wasn't that great. They stepped up. So, Shop belts now are of a better quality.
Two that come to mind: the World Heavyweight title, and then the Raw tag. Gorgeous.
Gorgeous belts.
Yeah. The Shop Rhine,
Then the United States too.
the United
Yep.
States.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Those belts have come a long way. I mean,
A very long way.
I mean,
the U.S. title alone
yeah.
is just something I ended up buying it twice in 1 year.
I mean, even you
I
notice
like this so much.
the tips of the belt, they're going now out of their way to put that in the full design with the belt.
Yeah.
Where
In the past,
years
they
ago
were-
it was just a regular tip, plain
You know what the
bland.
difference is? They care now. Years ago,
Yeah.
no, they really care now. And plus,
I
they
mean,
don't
you got the
wanna have-
logo on the tip. It's
They
an
want to make
extra
it harder
touch.
for the bootmakers too.
Yep. Long live Rafiki.
Speaking of boots, I want to touch on this, but I think it's going to be discussed more in depth on other shows. It was mentioned last night on another podcast. But there's a maker out there by the name of, he goes by Roger Belts. His name is Ali Hussein Arlab. And he's been in and out of the groups for various reasons. He was removed from Wide World of Belts because, for the same reason, he was removed twice, actually. He was putting up belts for sale in the group outside of the designated sales post, which is against the rules. He was removed from the group. He came and appealed to me saying, "I'm sorry, I won't do it anymore." So
Happy for us.
the admins voted. We agreed to let him back in. He immediately did it again. So he was removed again and came back, said, "I promise I won't do it this time." I said, "I know, because I'm going to help you keep your promise. You're not coming back in the group." So that was 3 years ago. Well, he's been in, I guess Ben has had some issues with him, which I'll let Ben talk about in just a moment. But here lately, he's made headlines in the groups by doing this. Now, you can't see that in this picture, but this is a classic Intercontinental belt on the old strap. If you look closer at the tip of the belt, that is a Reggie Parks stamp. He put this on his Instagram. He had made this belt. He wasn't hiding it. And, there's been a lot of talk and buzz around the hobby about fake Reggies being circulated throughout the hobby. Some people deny having them made or making them or whatever. There's different accusations back and forth. I don't want to get into that. This guy proudly displayed a Reggie stamp on a belt he made. So I reached out to him. I heard about this, and I reached out to him to ask him, "Did you really do this?" And he said, "I explained it to other people that this is why I made it." This is his explanation to me. He said, I'm going to try to get through this. It was for the cancer patient who was struggling for the life and it was his wish. And I showed the screenshot where I said it's illegal. He said himself it's illegal. And he said I can mention on the back that it's not authentic, and it's mentioned as well. Okay, so let's start with the cancer patient. I don't know who this cancer patient is. I don't know that there's actually a cancer patient that exists in this scenario. But if I was a cancer patient, and if I read this correctly, this cancer patient is probably struggling for his life, probably on his last leg. If I'm going to, the last thing in the world I would want is a fake Reggie. I mean,
Right.
If this maker's telling me the absolute truth that somebody came to him and approached him, I don't believe the story. But if I was to believe the story, I can see somebody scamming somebody by saying, "Hey, I'm a cancer patient, or I have some other terrible disease or something that I'm dying from." I can see somebody using that story to obtain a genuine Reggie to scam, not a fake Reggie. That story makes absolutely zero sense to me.
Now, don't take this serious. We're just talking. This is only our opinion. We're not making fun of anybody with cancer. I just want to put that out there.
No. I'm making fun of the
Just when
story.
you thought you saw all the excuses from the belt maker.
Yeah, I'm not making fun of the cancer patient. I doubt this person exists.
This is what the maker said, not
This
what
is what
we
the maker said.
Yeah.
I don't believe the story. So if our lab's watching, I'm sorry, I don't believe the story.
Oh.
But even if I do, that story makes no sense. That's why I don't believe the story.
Absolutely none.
No. So
Absolutely none. Zero.
Now, I asked our lab further. I said, okay, because he said he laser etched on the back of the strap that this was not an authentic belt. He said he made that clear to the guy that, yeah, there you go. Let me find it here.
That's like buying a fake Harley Davidson, and it's actually a Harvey Davidson.
Yeah. So I sent him a message saying that stamp needs to be destroyed, because there's already talk about, and I'm sure there are actual fake Reggies being circulated out there. I've been told different stories, and different people are doing it or whatever. Again, I don't want to get into all that, but this makes the problem even bigger when you have somebody, because even if the story was true, that he was told this person was dying from cancer, I can see that person using that story to get a fake Reggie, to circulate it and sell it as a real Reggie.
Mm-hmm.
Sell for double.
Yeah. And from what I understand, this is not near the quality of a real Reggie, which that's a given. But anyway, so I asked him, I said, you mentioned that you had etched on the back, laser etched on the back of the strap, that this was not an authentic Reggie. Could you please show me a picture of it? That's not it. Okay. He conveniently was not able to provide me with a picture, so I didn't take a picture of it. So supposedly he's taken the picture down off his Instagram. I guess he's been lambasted in his inbox by different people, including myself. But I wanted to know. I want to know if this is true. Why would you do something like that? And do you understand this is what problem you're creating by using a maker stamp? This is a maker stamp he's using.
You're going to hurt your own business too.
Yeah, it's bad enough to make a Reggie belt, etch Reggie on the plates like the originals were like, but it's another thing to take that maker's personal stamp, replicate it, and stamp it on the leather and sell it as a real Reggie. Now he said he wasn't selling as a real Reggie. I don't know. I just saw the post, but
we don't know, Kirk. It could be a scam. I mean, it has to be a scam.
Yeah, it has to be. It has to be.
I mean, there's actually guys out there that want real Reggies,
yeah.
And guys like this are selling them and saying they're Reggies, which is not cool.
Yeah, it's not cool. It's not cool.
I mean, obviously, somebody that knows about Reggie belts will be smart to it, but somebody that's just coming in the hobby and like, Reggie's work will say, "Oh wow, this guy can get it for me for $200." You know what I mean?
Yeah, Antonio, I see that, but I had to ask the question. And they'll always blame it on the customer. The customer wanted this. Well, there's a thing you can use. This tool I found comes in very handy. It's very effective. It is the word no. Just say no.
No, because no means maybe in Pakistan.
Yeah.
To some of them. Not all of them, but most of them. You tell them
Right.
no, and you get another 2 or 3 years of begging to buy belts from them.
I agree. Max.
And another problem it creates is not only could it lead to somebody selling a Reggie or buying a Reggie believing it's a real Reggie, but it causes confusion because it's hard to authenticate a Reggie. Reggie's no longer with us; he can't authenticate it. So it just floods the market with these fake Reggies, and it's hard to tell a real one from a fake one. So
you just set back everybody that has a legit Reggie,
Right, Platinum?
and
There you go.
everybody that wants a real Reggie. So now it's gotten to the point, what's a real Reggie?
right.
You just said it. We can't. You can't. People can try to say they can verify if it's a Reggie or not. All right. But Reggie's not here.
No, it's hard to authenticate a Reggie. There's some small minor details some people say that they can use to verify it was by Reggie. Something about the maker stamp overlapping here or there or whatever.
Okay.
But and Max makes a good point here too. He doesn't like to see Reggie's name in plates or leather when it's not made by Reggie. But absolutely, I mean, don't boot a Reggie at all. Don't do that.
True.
But if you
True,
do,
Anthony.
because people are going to do that, don't use his maker stamp. Absolutely, don't do that.
But there could be somebody that does that. You never know.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, we've had some people new to the hobby. I know one in particular who I won't mention his name because we've already squashed that beef. But he jumped out there being new in the hobby, bought what he said was a Reggie, was told was a Reggie, and I don't know whether it was or not, but people have told him it's not, or they question whether it was. But if you're new to the hobby, don't jump right in. Don't jump in the deep water. Just take it easy.
I mean, Reggie's are good. CS is good.
Mm-hmm.
I would rather own the secondhand CS belt and shop belts and boots
Mm-hmm.
than, I mean, like I said, if I had to have 2 belts, it would be different. If I had that money, I would want a C4,
Mm-hmm.
a Reggie. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah. Another thing I mentioned to our lab because he was not allowed in my group because of breaking the rules with the sales posts, but it got to me that he was going around telling people that we're not allowing him in the group or allowing other makers in the group because we charge them money, which is absolute crap. He's denying he said this, but it was mentioned on a podcast last night that I got drug into this because Kevin Davenport, Double Dropkick, is taking money to allow makers in the group, which is it's so ridiculous. It's laughable. But if he tells you he's not allowed in Wild World of Belts, it's because he broke a rule.
Yeah.
We have very few makers in the group. As a matter of fact, I'm slowly thinning them out, except for the 2 or 3 that we do business with. One is unique. We're keeping him. A couple others that I do business with. So.
And Max is actually a wrestling fan and a collector. That's another reason why he's in the group.
Absolutely. Yeah. You can change out leather. You can. It's not real easy for somebody that doesn't know what they're doing, but it can be done. But anyway, I don't think it'll be another issue. He said he destroyed the stamp. I don't know whether I believe that or not, but that's what he said.
Man, I wouldn't believe that. He ain't destroyed no dang old
There's no way.
stamp.
There's no way.
He ain't destroyed, man. What he's gonna do is he's gonna go into the dark side, and
Exactly.
now people know that he has that stamp.
Would be selling it on the dark web.
It's on the dark side now, so it's gonna be one of those things. If you ask him about it, then he'll tell you he has it. Because that's what a lot of those guys do, man. They'll do that, man.
And supposedly somebody told him not to post the picture. Use the stamp, but don't post pictures of it. What does he do? Goes to Instagram, posts a picture of it. So he's so proud of that stamp.
Because that was greed. That was pure greed.
Yeah,
that's pure greed.
Chris, if that was the case, we would have to send you a case of Swiss rolls.
Yeah,
he
took that as a challenge.
Yeah.
I mean, that stamp is so cool. You need to post that. Challenge
You know,
accepted.
I'll show you. I'll just go ahead and show.
What's
and
up,
then-
Keith?
No, Keith Sawyer.
And then I'll just post it. And then when the tsunami came, he wasn't prepared.
Yeah,
Yep.
you got. I'll tell you about that later, Kevin. It was funny when I was told this, but yeah, it was mentioned on a podcast last night that he told the story that we're allowing makers in if they'll pay a fee, which
No.
you know, there's nothing wrong with that, but we don't do that.
And
No.
Oh, another thing he did when he was called on the carpet for using that Reggie stamp, he decided instead of defending that, he's going to throw other people in the bus by saying, "Well, they get free belts from me." Okay.
yay,
First of all-
you
first of
exposed
all-
nothing. You exposed nothing.
Yeah, there's
Congratulations.
some kind of stigma among certain individuals in the hobby that free belts are a terrible, terrible thing. Not if the maker agrees to it.
What's up,
Not if the
Tyler?
maker agrees to it. Because there's nobody holding a gun to a maker and saying, "Send me a belt, don't charge me for it." That's not happening. But to sit there and say, "Well, you're using a Reggie stamp," well, yeah, but they're getting free belts. Okay, what does that have to do with the other?
Yeah.
Nothing. Absolutely
Nothing.
It's just hilarious. It's just hilarious.
Tyler.
Yeah.
Oh, Taylor. That's right. It's Taylor.
Yeah.
Yep.
And as far as booting a stamp, I don't boot WWF stamps. I don't boot AEW stamps because they will get you for that. They will get you
Mhm.
for that.
Big time.
My network logo I got WWE network logo on it. I carved my hand into my strap. Now, only my strap. I haven't done any others like that. So one, it's illegal, and two, it's hard. So must buy. There you go.
There's always
There you go.
somebody out
So-
there who will.
So if you
Always
if you
somebody.
hear the story about the R Lab, the Roger Belt Reggie stamp thing, that's basically the gist of it.
True, Kev. Jason. Yep.
Yeah, makers rely on the groups to make money, and there's nothing wrong with that if they do it the right way.
Big if.
Yeah, like follow the sales post rules in the groups. Don't inbox the members of the group saying, "Hey, buy a belt for me." Show your work off.
Yeah.
The business will come. If people want your belt, they will do business with you. And be honest. That's
Please
something
be
a lot of
honest.
that's the thing a lot of makers struggle with is being
There
honest
are
with people.
so many that are so dishonest. It's
Yeah. They'll say anything to make a sale. Once they get your
Anything,
money,
yeah.
see ya.
2 weeks, bro.
That's not all makers. That is
No,
not
no,
all makers.
no.
That's some makers.
Can I get a Reggie Clark stamp?
Making belt sexy since 2025.
I want to
love
put
that
that on.
picture.
I want to put that on the tip of the belt.
Yeah. So anyway, that's the deal. Roger Belts. My take on it. Do you guys have any more final thoughts on that one?
How do you get the name Roger?
I don't know. I heard his name was
mean-
Henry before, but I don't know.
Another deceiving. Who knows?
Yeah.
That's like saying your name is Jake from State Farm.
Yeah.
Right. I think they just reach in a hat and like, oh, okay.
What American name can we use here?
I'll be
Biff, Tad,
Jim Smith belts from
Yeah.
Pakistan.
Murphy.
I'll be Chris Von Skull.
Reggie Shields. That accent sounds like a woman's feminine product.
Yeah, man. It's,
I'm not.
Guys, I got to step away for just a second.
All right.
Drank too much of this. So while I'm away, Richard, why don't you bring up the Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns thing in the movie?
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Rumor is going around that the new Street Fighter movie that will be coming out either next year or the year after, Roman Reigns is in it and Cody is going to be in it as well. Cody's going to play the guy with the flat top. I don't know the names. I'm not so familiar with them. Let me see if I can pull it up on my phone here.
But you know, Richard, that's not the latest Roman Reigns news.
Oh, yeah. Roman
He's got-
and his wife, congratulations to their sixth
Congratulations,
child.
Roman. Yeah.
6 kids, man. Wow. Well, Samoans, they like to have like a football team.
6 kids, but also future wrestlers, Richard.
Future bloodline. There you go.
Future
Yeah.
bloodline right there. 6 right there.
Yep.
So
Oh, it was debunked? I also heard Jason Momoa is in the movie as well.
Roman's twin.
The tall version. Well, that's the rumors going around. Nothing is official, but you never know. We do know Jean-Claude Van Damme is officially in it.
Hmm.
Just a tip, right, Andy? I was gonna say I do have the Raw tag coming next week. Should be here Monday, Tuesday,
Mm-hmm.
hopefully.
We got the all ladies pay-per-view coming up in a couple weeks too.
Oh yeah, Evolution.
Evolution 2.
Evolution. We got some surprises coming.
But see, CM Punk's wife was supposed to be, but I heard that was debunked. So I mean, who knows?
Well, she did post a picture of her and her.
I know. Well, Paige
Ring
did too.
shoes.
I think Paige is going to show up.
I have a feeling she's showing up.
Yeah. And then I also saw where the WWE is very close to re-signing the Iconics. So they
Really?
I'm glad to see him coming back. I'm glad to see
I
him
thought they
coming
were
back.
in TNA though.
They just signed with TNA.
Yeah.
Well, supposedly WWE's very interested. I mean, who knows?
Unless they did like a short,
They could have done a short contract.
Mm-hmm.
because TNA will do like short appearance contracts.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
What?
they working with TNA. They could all tie into that Evolution pay-per-view.
Oh yeah, anybody in TNA female could go.
Another rumor is Ronda Rousey could possibly show up.
Oh, I don't know. She left on awful bad blood.
Yeah, she did.
She did
did.
not leave at good terms at all.
She had a bad taste in her mouth for WWE.
But then again, that's when Vince was running it. So who knows?
Exactly. Yep.
Who knows?
Yeah, that's true. It's true.
So
As I mentioned earlier when we had our guest on, be sure you tune in to Double Drop Kick on Saturday night. They're going to be having the Retromania. Michael Herman, the owner of Retrosoft Studios, doing an interview with him about the video game. It's a really cool game. If you can master it, I haven't been able to master it yet, but that brings back
You should
memories.
be able to change the settings, Mark, until you get used to it.
Yeah, I will. I just didn't really. I kind of did a rush job in jumping. I just wanted to play with it real quick, and I just didn't really take the time to learn the controls, how everything works on it. So,
Don't say that too quick.
don't tell everybody, Ethan. You're spoiling the mystique.
oh man.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug. It sure is.
Rick James said it best.
Yeah.
Booger sugar.
What the?
Gu-
Okay.
Wait a minute. Guil? What?
I don't know.
Guil,
Yeah.
Richard. Okay, just
know.
Guil.
Guil. It's a new word. That's a Gianniism.
I guess.
I wasn't touching that one. I couldn't.
I can't argue with that, Chris. I really can't.
No, that's what
I
we
think they
discussed.
become. I think
Every
they've
month.
outgrown themselves.
I was saying last week how it was so nice when you had a couple months to look forward to, but now it's like bam, 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 and some months
Well-
are having 2 a month. It's just
TKO. TKO wants that money.
where the money's to be made. They're going to do it.
Yep.
Must, Tyler. Must. Just don't get nothing on you.
That's what she said.
Right. Hold on a second. Did you guys happen to see where Ric Flair's having an upcoming surgery?
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's his colostomy bag down there tucked in his pants.
Oh wow.
I guess that the stitches on that picture or the scar on that picture is probably from some type of colon surgery or small intestine surgery.
Wow.
Which is in his colostomy bag.
Kevin O'Keefe's like, bro, I'm eating. Warning you. Would have been nice.
Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I agree, Ethan. I agree. I'm sorry.
Sorry
I gotta
about that.
put these comments.
Sorry about that, guys.
Oh boy.
Max is
Paige.
like, same here, bro.
Gianni Page is Paige.
Yeah.
Guys, I think he's using talk to text.
I think
He probably
plenty of
is.
times.
I've
But there's
never-
nothing. There is no autocorrect in the world that spells
if
page
it
with a
was
Y.
no. If it was talk to text, it would be PAGE. I gotta
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
Oh yeah, it does. Oh, now
Yeah.
I don't want to eat pork anymore.
I'm not touching that one. That's
TNA and
Bad
NXT
stitching.
Women's Championship will be on the line in the same match at Slammiversary. Interesting.
Ooh,
that would be.
nice.
Now, wasn't Slammiversary a WCW?
No.
Slammiversary has always been TNA.
TNA.
That's right.
Yeah,
It's always been TNA.
yeah,
Always.
TNA.
Okay.
NXT has got all the old NWA's titles, like Starrcade and
Bash at the Beach and
yes.
Here goes a good question for Andy and Ben. What would you consider the Slammiversary for TNA? You think it would be like their SummerSlam or their Bash at the Beach?
Yeah, it's more like their SummerSlam because
Yeah,
TNA doesn't do pay-per-views at the volume as everybody else do.
What's okay? Sam, that's SummerSlam. What's their biggest one?
Isn't it? What was it?
So
Return
they
of the
have
Road or something like that.
Oh my god, look like boiled pork. Oh my god.
It looked like a turkey.
Ooh, it did look
Oh,
like Space
man.
Mountain, that's for sure.
That's what it was. Was it Victory Road, Ben?
they have
that
Victory
the name of
Road.
it?
They have
I thought
Hard.
Slammiversary was always their biggest.
They have Hard Justice. I think the other pay-per-view name.
That was my porn name.
Oh my god.
No. It's an hour two.
I thought
What
yours
time
was
is
Mark-
it?
Mark.
Mark, was that the one where you wore the mask?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's my fault I'm eating during hour
Yeah.
two.
Did
Yeah,
you
Scott,
do your
it's been
Batman
unseasonably
voice?
cool. It's been unseasonably cool here in June in Oklahoma. It's
What's going on, Scott? Yeah, man, it's been in the 70s here at night, which is cool.
All last
whack
week.
it.
All last
Whack
week was 96 every day here.
You know, weed is whack. Sorry,
Jeez,
I
Mark,
I could pass that up.
Weed whacking?
Yeah.
Yeah, weed
You
whacker.
have a dirty mind
weed
lately.
eating, weed eater. No, that's not dirty. That's-
Yeah, Slamboree was WCW.
that was actually a take of Whitney Houston saying crack is whack.
Okay.
There you go. Don't eat during hour number 2.
Remember that, Kevin,
Yeah.
for next time.
Chris says it was WCW.
Oh, that was Slamboree was, yeah.
I thought so.
Oh, I know you're
Thank you,
talking
Chris,
about.
for coming through in the clutch. Appreciate that.
I
Slammiversary.
got you now, Gianni.
Yeah,
They've
my
always
new-
had Slammiversary. Yeah.
You are
Gianni's
my
talking
new best
about the
friend.
green character from Street Fighter, the one that does the lightning out of his body. That's who he's talking about.
Look, Gianni talking about Shaft. Shut your mouth.
Talking about Gile.
Yep,
Gael.
that's who he is. Gael.
Grillo's
People,
pissed.
Must, Tyler, must.
Yeah.
oh my goodness.
Musqueal Page.
They're gonna run with this one, pal.
I'd love to have a plate of roast beef. I mean, Paige. Blanca. That's
We're
it.
talking about. We're talking
Blanca
about
was the green guy.
Oh,
Sorry,
Bound for
guys.
Glory. They got Bound
Yeah.
for Glory,
That's
Slam-
right.
He's enough about
Slammiversary,
roast beef.
And Victory Road. Those are their three.
Where's the
Victory
beef?
Road, and
Where's the beef?
Yeah.
I think Hard Justice is one of their pay-per-views too. Yeah.
I just saw that picture of Ric Flair and it just gutted me.
Oh my god!
Hard Justice. That sounds like a porno.
What did he say? The picture.
Hey, I don't make these up. There's
Yeah.
what they decided to name their pay-per-view. So
What did he say? His picture of Flair reminded him of cut pork. Was it-
Yeah. Joseph said it looked like a turkey on Thanksgiving.
Oh man, that
Yeah.
No,
He
I
did
think
say that.
Hogan is out of the hospital,
Yeah. Now there was rumor he died.
but he's still
Which-
alive.
Yeah, but that brings me to the next thing I want to talk about. Last week on the show, we mentioned Jim Ross had posted and made the announcement he is officially cancer-free.
thank God.
However, there was a post out there. I don't know if it was a fake news, what it was, that said he had passed away while receiving cancer treatment. That is not true. He is
No.
cancer-free. He's very much with us.
The only
so.
treatment he had, like, is that he's got like skin cancer, got some scabs on his.
Tyler.
Yeah. Don't know, Jason. Don't know.
Oh my gosh.
No, not die man, die brother.
Yeah,
He did
come on,
dye
brother.
his hair.
Yeah.
He dyed his hair.
No, wait a minute. Johnny Slamboree's got. Oh, never mind.
Just,
Yeah. Hooked on phonics work for him.
it's just
There was a 17-time surgery champion.
Gianni, we love you, man.
Yeah. Rick Flair and Hogan just died. This show's gone way
Oh
off
my
the rails.
God. Oh my
Johnny
God.
spelled Chief.
Okay, let's get back on the rails
Long
for a second
story.
because we had a chat the other night and somehow it got brought up about the UWF television title because Gianni is getting a UWF TV title
That's
replica.
one of my favorite belts.
And it got brought up. I don't remember how it got started. Who was the first UWF TV champion? I said it was Buddy Roberts of the Freebirds. And there's a big debate. And I said, let's talk about this. So Ben and I both looked this up, found the same page, which is Wikipedia, but I went further than that. I don't have it on this laptop, but actually it's kind of vague, but basically, let me go back here. It started out as Mid-South Wrestling. Where's my other page? I have it on here. I had it on my phone, maybe. Buzz Sawyer was the official first champion, but I think he started out as the Mid-South
The Mid-South. Yeah.
television champion.
Yeah.
Which had the medal, for the
The
title.
medal.
belt.
Yeah, not a belt, the medal. Yeah.
Right.
And you have
So-
that, Mark.
Yeah, and he was chosen for that title by the current champion at that time, Dick Slater, who was also the North American heavyweight champion. And he chose Buzz Sawyer as his successor because I think he had to relinquish one of the titles. He couldn't hold both of them. And then the title was renamed the UWF World TV title in 86.
I've never heard of a wrestler getting to pick the next champion. I wonder why they didn't have a tournament or something.
We're talking about Mid-South. They do all sorts of crazy things.
Okay.
Yeah, they were ahead of ECW. They pioneered ECW.
Mm-hmm.
Terry Taylor then defeated Buzz Sawyer for the championship in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Most of these happened in Louisiana and Oklahoma. Buddy Roberts, who I remember as being the first champion, then defeated 4 months later, defeated Terry Taylor in Oklahoma City for the title. And then I think I also remember this could have been Ben. Savannah Jack won the title in Tulsa,
Yeah.
Oklahoma.
There's a
for
name
Buddy
I haven't
Roberts.
heard for a long time.
I had forgotten he was a television champion. Somehow it got mentioned. I don't know who brought it up. But I remember that.
He was in world class for a while, wasn't he?
No,
no. I came from Tennessee.
Yeah.
Okay.
Came from
Okay.
Memphis.
Okay.
Yeah. You're thinking of Jack Victory, probably.
No, I
There's
remember
Jack-
Savannah Jack. I thought
No.
it was
Yeah.
WWF.
No, he wouldn't work
Boss.
fast. No.
Yeah, Savannah Jack came from Memphis.
Okay.
And he defended the title. He held the title from November of 1986 through March 8th, 1987. The following year. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, March 8th, 1987. And then he lost the title to Eddie Gilbert in Tulsa, Oklahoma. 3 times it's changed hands in Tulsa. And none of us remembered this, but somebody mentioned was Shane Douglas in UWF. I don't remember him being there, but he took the title off of Eddie Gilbert in Morgan City, Louisiana. Do any of you guys remember Shane Douglas being in the Mid-South or UWF?
No, because I always remember Shane Douglas in WCW.
Wait a minute. Shane Douglas. Hang on.
I don't ever recall him being in Mid-South or UWF.
Yeah, I don't either.
I can't picture a scenario trying to, but my mind is starting to turn to mush. So
I don't remember either. That's what this says here. This is WrestlingTitles.com.
remember we were debating about that. We were talking about that. Like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Where did Eddie get? Or
Yeah.
when did?
I
don't
don't remember in UWF.
I'm not sure it's on the Wikipedia page.
Yeah, I'm looking now.
It is not.
Hey Gianni, call Shane Douglas and ask him if. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, the Wikipedia has it as well.
He was in ECW, WCW, WWF, XPW, and TNA.
See,
Okay.
About UWF.
never mentions him in UWF.
Well, then he held the
Unless-
title for a month, not quite a month, one day shy of a month, and he lost the title to Terry Taylor, who was a 2-time champion in Lafayette, Louisiana, who then lost the belt to Nikita Koloff at Starrcade in 1987 in Chicago to unify the NWA TV with the UWF TV.
Mm-hmm.
And it was then deactivated, the UWF version of that.
Wait a minute. I thought it was Terry Taylor that lost Nikita.
Yeah, he did. That's what I said.
Okay, I'm sorry, my bad. I'm saying Shane Douglas. Okay.
If I didn't say that, I was wrong. But no, yeah, he lost the title to Nikita, and then they retired the UWF title, and the NWA title, TV title kept on. So, yeah, they are. They are. So that's the history of the UWF TV title. It's very interesting and I remember watching this when it was going on, but I don't remember Shane Douglas having that title.
No, I don't remember any.
I
always
don't
thought
remember
it was
Buzz
Buddy
Sawyer.
Remember, we were talking about it was Buddy Roberts was the first champion.
That's
So
what I
we
thought.
So we thought,
Yeah.
but I guess they tied the lineage together or something.
Well, I
or-
think I was confusing that with Terry Gordy's UWF championship. He was the first UWF
I
champion.
mean, he was the
That
first
could be
UWF
Mark.
champion.
That's very well could be.
But that's about the same time that TV title got turned into the world television title.
They were all tournaments. They're both tournaments.
Mhm.
Yeah, because
I
they got rid of
I take that back.
the North American title up there. The North American title.
Yeah, maybe he'll go to Alligator Alcatraz.
Stop it.
Nah.
Now he's gonna get an endorsement deal from Johnson & Johnson.
I wish Lane was
Yeah,
here on the show with us tonight because he was a big Mid-South guy, but I don't remember Buzz Sawyer being chosen by Dick Slater.
I don't
I
remember.
remember that. I remember that happening because they were standing in the ring. It was him, Dark Journey,
I bet that's on
and
YouTube.
Buzz Sawyer standing in that ring, and he was holding the North American title and
Okay.
handed him that television championship,
Yeah.
the medal. I remember that happening because ain't that the same clip that Jake Roberts and Dick Slater got into that brawl?
Yeah, because wasn't Dark Journey given the DDT? in
She
that
ate
deal?
that DDT.
Yeah, after
That
she
was
blinded.
that was the same. If I'm correct, and if I'm wrong, you guys correct me. But I think that's the same segment
Could have been.
that he relinquished that television title.
Yeah. Yeah, Chris, I didn't even know that existed until the Dark Side of the Ring episode came out. I didn't know there was another UWF.
Yeah, there was that other. Yeah,
Told you.
which that was another. Remember, I gave away 2 UWF television titles.
yeah. Chris got one of them.
I gave away the one to Chris, and then Chris got both of them because I gave the other UWF TV title away to Chris Ishler.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
So yeah, that's weird. That's odd. I never thought
It
about it that way,
It
but
is.
that's how it worked.
Yeah.
But that's what we do.
That's RIP. As I said, I almost ran out of time. We lost our partnership with the Brothers Kayfabe. It wasn't anything negative or anything like that. They just decided to move on to other venues or other endeavors. So they're not going to continue the Brothers Kayfabe podcast. So we're no longer going to be partnering with them. We do appreciate them doing that with us for the time they did. So we're going to be trying to find a new platform to bring the show to you. Kevin has offered his Dad Network to us. So I'm going to look at that for at least the interim. Appreciate that. That's a very useful lifeboat, by the way. But we may not be on next week. Maybe a couple weeks before we come back on. We're going to try to get back on next week. But if we're not, I won't explain why. We're trying to find another platform because StreamYard is not cheap. And neither are some of the alternatives. So we do appreciate Kevin Davenport offering that to us. And I will definitely be looking at that. We'll be talking with him right over this weekend. But yeah, if we're not on the air next week, I will make an announcement. Otherwise, you'll get the usual announcement. Who you gonna call tomorrow?
For 99 cents
Oh,
a
I know.
day, you can sponsor a host.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, it just something came up. Jake Keel, one of the brothers of Kayfabe, is no longer podcasting. Landon, the other brother, they're not actual brothers, but he just announced he's moving to Utah with his family. And I think they're going to be joining a church up there, so he won't be doing anything like that. So they're just giving it up. There's no hard feelings there. I wish them both the best in what they choose to do, and they're welcome to come on the show anytime if they choose to do so. I'm not sure if that's in their game plan, but great guys. Appreciate their partnership the last couple, 2 or 3 years.
Yep.
And they definitely will be missed. So want to
Thank
thank
you,
them,
guys.
give them a salute. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Okay, man, off to you guys.
Kevin, take video, would you? Actually, it was higher than the StreamYard. Like $50 higher. I priced it. I reached out at the end of the day. So, and to get this level of restream, yeah. But if you get it cheaper, we lose a lot of options there. So. Hour number 2 never fails. Never fails.
Oh,
Pay their
man.
money. Yeah. But they're great guys. They just had other things they needed that were more important to life, which that's what you're supposed to do. Do what makes you happy. So we do appreciate them very, very much, and look forward to having them on the show again sometime in the future. So, oh
Well,
Lord,
since we got 5 minutes left, Mark.
yeah,
We usually do a final thought. Do you have a final thought?
I do not. That was pretty much it.
All right. I would think the final thought would be, guys, stay safe on this 4th of July holiday.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're going to drink, don't drive. Let somebody drive you or take an Uber or cab. Just get home safe, have fun, and just be careful with your surroundings out there.
Be safe, everybody.
Yes, Mendoza. This is not a telethon, but I appreciate the gesture. Yeah, I'm not Jerry Lewis.
Don't do that. You start. No.
Oh, I see where you go with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't need a controversy this week.
No. I was referring to the telethon.
Right, yeah, but
This is not OET.
But stuff get twisted.
This is
Stuff
not
get
PBS.
twisted.
This is not PBS. How's that?
Right,
Not
yeah. Stuff get twisted, and next thing you know, you're the most evil guy in the hobby.
I like that.
Oh, that's great.
Oh,
We're Jerry's kids too. Yes.
Yeah.
See, you guys going with it?
Drink, stay safe.
Stop now.
Yeah.
Because next thing you know, you guys are evil and you saying ugly things about people and just making stuff up.
Yeah.
Stop it. I gotta give you voice of reason.
This country turns 249 years old tomorrow.
Nice.
No, I'm not gonna do that. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate that.
There you go,
but
Ethan.
If you shoot fireworks, please be safe. There's a guy locally here who made a mistake and lost all but 2 of his fingers on his hand. So be safe. Don't drink and drive. Don't drink and swim.
He lost all but 2 of his fingers.
Don't drink and host a podcast.
Yeah, so there you
go. So which fingers were left? Was it like the
I
booger?
I don't remember.
Was the booger picker and like the pinky? I mean,
he's on
like this.
He's on the radio.
Like this. Was it the thumb? Was it the thumb? Was it?
I don't remember. He's on a radio. He's on a radio
here.
station, and I don't know. But be safe, whatever you do. If you're out in the heat, please stay hydrated. Watch the fireworks, but be safe with them. But enjoy our freedom in this country. Next year we'll be 250 years old.
Macy's does an excellent job with they put it on TV, their fireworks.
Yeah. Lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah, I was around for the bicentennial. I think me and Andy were around for the 1776.
Mark, we were in third grade, Mark.
So were you and Andy actually on the boat when George Washington sailed across the river?
Yeah, we were there.
I was yelling, stroke.
He's like, I'm having one.
Yeah. But enjoy our freedoms, by the way. The Oklahoma City Thunder are the NBA champions. Thank you very much. I had to throw that in. Yeah, United States of America. That's right. Post your United States and American championships tomorrow in the groups.
There you go.
And if you do
I will make a post tomorrow.
we want to see some barbecue belt pics, guys. Post them on the page.
There you go. Yeah.
Like I said,
as soon as I said it, I knew what it was. Yep.
Stay safe, guys. Enjoy the holiday. Enjoy your family.
Absolutely.
And
have a great time,
have
everybody.
fun.
So with that, on behalf of Ben, Andy, and Richard, I want to thank you very much for joining us. Enjoy your Independence Day, the 3-day weekend. Be safe, please. And hopefully we'll be back next week. If not, we'll definitely be back the week after. So thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a good night, everybody.